I rock. I rode away from a southwest room. Windrest night, moonlight melts. My ghost ray should go to the rope form room. Night free dance, a fleeting sword reminds me that I still live. I will. I was wide away from the gallery. I jammed into this fire. I'll be bringing to you rock till I see the sunlight again. I left my face and ran to the sunlight.
Alright, now to figure out audio levels. I think that's too loud. Let's see if this works. Persona, I love you, but you're noisy. I think that should be decent, but we'll find out. It's fine. Alright, no, we don't need to do the intro 18 more times. Thank you. I love you, Persona. You always do this, though. I clicked a button. You're okay. I'm gonna start streaming Persona 3 Portable. This is a game that I played back on the PSP when I was in undergrad and was really struggling with depression at the time. And that's kind of the big key of this game, is talking about those kind of issues in a way that, as a disability advocate, I find not only compelling but very necessary. Because a lot of the time, like, granted this is set in Japan, which is abysmal in terms of disability rights, but even aside from that, in general, there aren't a lot of conversations about depression, and this also ties to a lot of things that's just as relevant in a lot of places, like depression based on losing job prospects, and the economy being utter garbage, and other things that, for lack of a better way to put it, are systemic or environmental depression that's going to impact more people than it would if it was just the depression happens because it happens to some extent for brains, or however you kind of choose to understand that, because we don't really have a perfect definition of how depression works in terms of disability and mental illness. But this game does a great job not only exploring that in a way that's useful, but also literally helped me kind of crawl out of where I was at the time, which was not a good place. So because of that, it's very near and dear to my heart, even though it's obviously flawed like any form of anything is. But that's also why I have a bunch of different things for, like, trigger warnings and different stuff going on. It still is something that, like, even though is not going to be graphically violent in the way of, like, anybody committing suicide on screen, thank God, there still is, like, part of the image and the way that they, summon something in this game is, holding a gun to their head and then glass shoots out. I mean, it doesn't kill anybody, but it is a visual reflection that could potentially be triggering for people, hence all the warnings and different things that are going on with that on the screen and things like that, just because I want to make sure that people are able to be here in a way that is safe for themselves, because we never know where somebody's going to be at in their life, and it's important to take people at where they are and respect that wherever that ends up being. So then I have to go and switch to the other window, so 1 second. And then we're going to do this. Now, you didn't need to do that. Come on, buddy. Alright. So the big things is that in terms of, I'm just going to even put the specific trigger warning thing in the chat because I want to make sure people are informed of what they're getting into, even though I would argue that this definitely helped me a lot with how I would cope with my own personal suicidality and depression, even though it doesn't necessarily... It's simultaneously heavy but knows where to draw the line, which I think is what I would consider the important way to do that, because it's easy to be able to do stuff that's... It evokes kind of a romanticization of depression, and this is one of the few forms of media that I've seen that truly does not do that, but also makes it real, valuable, and healing in a way, because a part of that is just the sheer fact that's true for disability in general, is disability community is always something that's going to be a balm, just like it is for pretty much any other oppressed community. But especially the fact that there is just this kind of aspect of, wow, we are really struggling, wow, this is really difficult, wow, I feel like I'm losing my hope and not really knowing what to do in this world, or where I'm supposed to be, or how I'm supposed to exist here. And having that even be a very reasonable and common reason that people maybe fall into even just a system-based or like environment-based depression is really important. So yeah, that's my all my musings on that, and we can do the new game button. Yeah. I don't... Male and female aren't genders, but I'm going with female in this case because you can be gay in this Persona game, which is impressive. Because a lot of them don't let you do that. Granted, it's kind of like, it's not by choice, you can't romance anybody or everybody in that kind of way in this, but you can be gay with two different characters. Versus if I picked the guy, no. So, even though, because either way, since I'm non-binary, for me, I'm just like, well, I'm gonna have dysphoria if I have to be binary gender regardless, so I'm going to pick the gay one, because that's going to be the closest to what I want, and also it's kind of entertaining. So, there we go. Yes. Choose a difficulty that fits it. Yep. I'm going to do hard mode, and then if I regret my choices, I will change, because I am more willing to be a weak little baby than not. If I make a bad choice, I will suffer, and that's fine. Time never waits. It delivers all equally to the same end. You who wish to safeguard the future, however limited it may be, you will be given 1 year. Go forth without falter, with your heart as your guide. Terminal station, evening. Alright, I gotta reconfigure the audio again. I think it's cool quiet again, because this game is a little loud. That looks like it's in better peak levels, although now my mic is peaking, so we're gonna take that down a little. Okay. Let me know if it gets too tinny or something with the mic, because it is thinking about going into yellow. The station entrance is buzzing with activity. Meanwhile, elsewhere.
I just put it to my head, pull the trigger. No chickening out.
And this is to summon a persona, so it's not actually suicide, but it is definitely
No, I can't.
a difficult thing, and I think to some extent it's a really good metaphor for dealing with and contending with death. So, yeah. Inside the New City passenger train, Aneharazu.
Due to a malfunction in the switching system, today's rail schedule has been greatly altered. apologize to any customers who are in a hurry. The next stop is Iwa Todai. Iwa Todai.
This is the final train bound for Tatsumi Port Island. Please take care to board before our departure.
You arrived late. It's almost midnight. And there's a potential jump scare warning. I'm not sure if it still does the noise, but if it does... Okay, good. There isn't the big scream. Something about the atmosphere seems odd. It would probably be best to hurry to the dorm. As you walk from the station, you notice coffin-like objects lining the deserted city. It's an eerily gigantic moon. Geikoku-kan High School, Iwatodai, Norm. This is the dorm mentioned in your admission pamphlet.
Welcome. You're late. I've been waiting a long time.
An unknown boy is holding a piece of paper out to you.
If you want to proceed, then please sign here. It's a contract. There's no need to be scared. It only binds you to accepting full responsibility for your actions.
Something is written on the paper he's holding out to you. I will choose this fate of my own free will. Below is a blank to sign your name. Oh, I have to pick what I want to do for character name. I'll do... And we read it, because we're not fools. And also, accountability for our actions is good. Fine, I will do this, and I will be a little dork, and we'll do that. Because there you go, now you have a last name.
Very well. Time is something no one can escape. It delivers us all to the same end. Wishing won't make it go away.
Very true.
And so it begins.
The unknown boy disappeared as if melting into the darkness.
Who's there? How can you be? But it's... Don't tell me.
The girl is holding something that looks like a gun.
Wait. The lights.
I didn't think you'd arrive so late. My name is Mitsuru Kirijo. I'm one of the students who live in this dorm.
Who's she?
She's a transfer student. It was a last-minute decision to assign her here. She'll eventually be moved to a room in the normal dorm.
Is it okay for her to be here?
I guess we'll see. This is Yukari Takeba. She'll be a junior this spring, just like you.
Hi, I'm Yukari. Huh?
Why do you have a gun?
Well, it's sorta like a hobby. Well, not a hobby, but...
You know how it is these days. It's for self-defense. It's not a real gun, of course. It's getting late. You'll find your room on the 3rd floor. Your thing should already be there. I suggest you tuck in for the night.
Oh, I'll show you the way. Follow me.
Dormitory, 3rd floor hallway, at the furthest door. Do the volume just a little more. See if that helps. Because this is so easy to get drowned out by this game as much as I love it.
This is it. Pretty easy to remember, huh? Since it's right at the end of the hall. So, any questions?
I signed a contract.
Huh? What's this about a contract?
Yukari doesn't seem to know what you're talking about.
Can I ask you something? On your way here from the station, was everything okay?
What do you mean?
You know what Never mind. It seems like you're all right.
So we're just not going to talk about the coffins. Is that... I'm not sure that's a great call.
I better get going. I'm sure you still have other questions, but let's save them for later, okay?
All right.
Good night.
Yukari walked down the stairs. This is your assigned room. Press the guide button to display all the icons that can be accessed. Config low data title screen. I do not remember what things do, so I need to tap things. Desk, TV. There's the calendar. I don't remember if there's a save button in here, but if there is, I don't remember what it is, so we're just gonna go to bed.
It's Yukari. Are you awake? Good morning. Did you sleep okay? Mitsuru Senpai asked me to take you to school. Are you ready to go? Oh.
I'll be okay on my
Are
own.
you sure? But you don't want to risk being late the first day, do you? Come on, hurry and get ready.
Inside the New City passenger train, Aneharzuru.
We have to take the monorail to get there. Bet your last school wasn't like that, huh? This is my favorite part, when it feels like you're gliding over the sea. Our stop is Port Island Station at the end of the line. From there, we walk. Have you ever heard of Tatsumi Port Island? It's a man-made island. They built our school right in the middle.
God, I love all the music from this game.
Oh look, you can see it now. Morning! Morning. Well, here we are. Welcome to Gekukan High. You're gonna love it here. You're okay from here, right? You should go see your homeroom teacher first. The faculty office is right there to the left, and that concludes the tour. Do you have any questions before I go?
Where's my classroom?
Bulletin board, but I haven't checked yet either. Hey, about last night, don't tell anyone what you saw, okay?
Great, so we don't get to talk about coffins.
See you later.
Something metaphor for not talking about depression. Press the sub menu to select an area and go there immediately. Alright. Two students are talking. Hey Kaz, why are you wearing your PE uniform? School just started. You really ought to find somewhere to change into some normal clothes. I guess. Okay, fine. Quit glaring at me like that. Hey, where's the bulletin board with the homerooms posted? It's right there. You're in class F, Kaz. I'm in a different homeroom, so I can't keep an eye on you. I worry about you sometimes. Huh? The faculty office? I think it's that way. Actually, I'm new here, so you probably should ask someone else. What? I don't see my name. What do I do? That's my life. Weird errors that are stressful. There's no need for them to post the names of the kids who are going to be in our class. I mean, we'll never see them again after we graduate anyways. What? People need to know where to go. What? Oh, great. I have the worst teacher ever. Aw, we're in different classes. Whatever. Kids these days don't know how to show respect for their elders. Eldership is earned, not given, you dingus. We're their teachers. We've lived longer than them. But Moriyama and her gang had to pull that on me at the very beginning of the term. I'm sorry, sir, but I have to go. It's time to place my order. Of course he's harassing a random person who is vending and just minding their business. Even you're shooing me away? Some way to start the school year. I don't think my nerves can take this. Alright, I get it. You want me to order some more of those cream-filled breads that you like so much? Right? You could have just asked. Jeez. Hi there, welcome. Do we even have money? Gone be gone. I want things, but I don't think I have money. And I don't know how to check if I do. I'm marrying wearing a kabuto who looks like a teacher is talking to a foreign student. Do you see? Every man must have the passionate samurai spirit within him. At our school, we encourage our students to think like a samurai in order to accomplish great things. That's fantastic. The teachings of Bushido are as important then as they are now. Yes, yes, yes. You may not be a native to this land, but the spirit of samurai flows through you just the same. They seem to be having fun. Alright. Strange. It said this is the library here, but I was just in one down the hall. Was that just another classroom? Go to the faculty office. Fine. Maybe I want to go to places I'm not supposed to go.
Oh, are you the new student? 11th grade, correct?
Teacher is flipping through pages in a file.
Wow, you've lived in a lot of different places. Let's see. In 1999, that was what, 10 years ago? Your parents...
I wish that was 10 years ago. Life would be better if 1999 was 10 years ago.
I'm sorry. I've been so busy I didn't have time to read this beforehand. I'm Miss Toriyumi. I teach composition. Welcome to our school.
Nice to meet you.
Enthusiasm. We could use more go-getters like you. Have you seen the classroom assignments? You're in 2F. That's my class. But first, we need to go to the auditorium. The welcoming ceremony will be starting soon. Follow me.
As you begin the new school year, I'd like each of you to remember the proverb, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well.
No, learn how to half-ass things. It took me so long to learn how to half-ass things that I'm still not good at it. Half-ass your shit. Some jobs are worth doing, period, and getting them done is more important than anything else. Half-ass your shit if you can't full-ass it, or it's not worth full-assing.
Applied to student life, this means...
You can hear the students around you whispering about something.
I heard we got a transfer student. Yep, I've seen her too. She came to school with Yukari.
I hear talking. I believe it's someone in Ms. Toriyumi's class.
Sorry, I just keep messing with the mics.
Shh, be quiet. You're going to get me in trouble.
Homeroom is over. You begin your first after-school session.
What's up, dude? You look like a deer in headlights.
What do you want?
Oh, come on. Let me introduce myself, at least. I'm Junpei Iori. Nice to meet you. I transferred here when I was in 8th grade. I know how tough it is being the new kid. So I thought I'd check up on you. Make sure you weren't freaking out on your first day.
At it again, huh? Honestly, is there any girl you wouldn't hit on? Did you ever think you might be bothering someone?
What? But I was just being friendly.
If you say so. Anyway, some coincidence that we'd be in the same homeroom, huh?
It took me by surprise.
You too?
Hello? Did you forget I'm in this class too? Come on, let me in on the fun. By the way, do you guys know each other? I heard you two came to school together this morning. A couple of cuties like you.
And now you're ruining it.
The whole class was buzzing about you.
Could you just cut it out? I hate dealing with rumors like that. I mean, I'm used to it, but she just got here, you know? Don't you feel bad spreading rumors like that? Well, I've got to go take care of some archery team stuff. Don't try anything funny. You got that, Junpei?
What is she, your nanny? Well, just to clear something up, I seriously didn't come over here to hit on you or anything. If you ever have a problem, you can tell your old pal Junpei about it.
Thanks.
No prob. My door's always open, so to speak.
Junpei caught you up in the halls and persuaded you into letting him walk you back to the dorm.
Whoa, check out the jocks on the run. Hey, did anyone tell you about the school clubs yet? Girls can join too, so why not do it if you're interested? You'd be joining as a new member, though, so you won't be able to apply for a little while.
You made small talk with Junpei while walking back. There's a sign-in sheet on the counter. Oh, that's where we save our game. Okay. Counter.
Back.
You turned on the television. It's a trend that might spread all over town. Our next story is about cherry blossoms. It's springtime, and they're all over town now. The blossoms this year were a little late compared to other years, but they'll be back at their peak this week. Alright, what's up, nerds? Oh, hi. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just killing time, doing nothing. You're probably pretty tired, huh? Maybe you should go to bed early tonight. You really shouldn't be outside your dome at night. It's too dangerous. Anyway, you must be tired. You should get a good night's rest. Alright, fine. But I want plot! It's a vending machine. Buy something to drink? Cielo Mist. Oh, this is back when Sobe was... I don't know if people remember Sobe, the SOBE brand. I don't even know if they still exist. And they had like a gecko or a salamander on it. That thing. God. So we have Sierra Mist bootleg, a Sobe bootleg, which I feel like that brand has to be dead, because I have not seen that in a very long time. Or Madball, which I'm assuming is a Red Bull bootleg. We're gonna get some Sobe. Why am I nostalgic for a marketing campaign and food that wasn't actually that good? So that's a vacant room. Akihiko's room. Can we say hi? Is that Mitsuru? I'm busy now. Sorry, but could you come back later? Wow, we can't meet anybody. Fine. Vacant room, vacant room, vacant room. Hi, Beak. You wanna come play? You wanna come play with us? Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you for your commentary. You're very helpful. That's Mitsuru's room. Hi, you're a baby. Vacant room, your room, vacant room, Yukari's room. Alright, well. I do want to go all the way up because I'm nosy and I want to see what I can see. Locked room. Ladies' room. Binary bathrooms. Fine. Sometimes you get free shit if you go to the bathroom in these games, and I do love free shit. What should you do today? Boo, I want free shit! Do not open. If open, close it. So no rooftop? Fine. I want to make bad choices and go places I'm not supposed to. But much like reality, I guess I'll just go to bed. Thank you, Big. A young man walked down the stairs as Mitsuru was reading a book.
I'm going out for a bit.
Hmm?
Have you seen the newspapers lately?
I know. People who had no problems before are suddenly developing acute cases of apathy syndrome. I've seen it in the news quite often lately. They say it's due to stress, but...
Yeah, right. It has to be them. Otherwise, it's not worth my time.
You have a one-track mind. Will you be okay on your own?
Don't worry, I'm just getting a little practice.
This isn't a game, Akihiko.
Did you hear the rumor? Oh, about something about a bathroom? No, not that one. I mean the story about the first-year student. Not only did she stop coming to school, but she does nothing but sit and stare at the walls all day. That's dissociation. That's just textbook dissociation. If her mother tries to talk to her, she only mutters something to herself. It's coming. It's coming. Huh. How about that? You don't believe me? Open your textbooks and we'll take a look at the first novel by Zenzu Kashi. Ugh, why him? I'd rather teach Utsubo Kubota. He's become famous as a singer, but he's also produced fine literature. I wonder why it's not in the textbook. Well, I'll bring Kubota's book next time. Hey Junpei, were you listening? Who did I say was my favorite author? Huh? Psst, who does she like? Utsubo Kubota. That's right, so you were listening to me after all. Well, you know how I like to pay attention. Man, you saved my bacon, Crow. You hear your classmates whispering. Crow gave him the answer. Must pay attention in class. You became slightly more popular, which is the literal opposite of my academic experience in the US. Your charm has increased. Class has ended for today. There's nothing to do, so you decide to go back to the dorm. The dormitory lounge. Yukari is already here talking with an unfamiliar man.
Oh, she's back.
So, this is our new guest. Good evening. My name is Shuji Ikutsuki. I'm the chairman of the board for your school.
Why the fuck are you here?
Ikutsuki. Hard to say, isn't it?
Ikutsuki. Not really.
That's why I don't like introducing myself. Even I get tongue-tied sometimes. I apologize about the confusion regarding your accommodations.
Sentences I have never heard about disability accommodations, but fine.
However, it may take a while longer before you receive the proper room assignment.
Great.
Is there anything you'd like to ask?
Why did you come here?
To welcome you, of course. Speaking of which, where's Mitsuru, Yukari?
She's upstairs.
As diligent as always. Although it doesn't hurt to come down and say hello.
I hate people like this.
Do you have another question? There were only
Who
4
else lives
students
here?
in this dorm. You, Yukari here, Mitsuru, and a senior named Akihiko Sanada. I hope you all get along.
We've met all 3
Do
of
you have
them.
Another question.
I saw something really odd.
You saw something strange. Like what? You were probably just tired. I wouldn't worry.
Not the
about it.
gaslighting.
It's bad for your complexion.
Wow! Wow. I mean, I do get stress rashes, so technically he's not wrong, but also boo. Something doesn't seem right.
Do you have another question?
No, not really.
Then I hope you have a successful school year. Now, if you'll excuse me, you must be tired from all the excitement. You should go to bed early.
Stop telling me to go to bed early.
As they say, the early bird catches the bookworm.
Ew. Being early.
Please forgive the bad pun.
Pun is fine, I just don't want to wake up early.
You'll get used to his lame jokes.
You should rest for today. You decide to return to your dorm room and sleep. Later, at a certain room in the dormitory.
Working hard? So, how's she doing?
She went to bed a little while ago. She's asleep now.
Sorry, do you have something you want to say, Big? Really? I love you too, but can I play a game? Is that okay? I do need my arm for that. I'm very sorry.
Mr. Chairman, do you think she's...
Gay? Yes. Oh, you think I'm gay too? Thank you, Big. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Talky little boy today, huh? Who's talkative?
Well, let's wait and see for now. The dark hour is approaching.
Meanwhile, in a back alley of Tatsumi Port Island.
This sucks.
Upbeat music is playing from the radio that the man threw away. You just threw away a radio because you didn't like the radio music on it?
KJ Radio presents the Bay Tuners. Tune in again next week for more of the hits.
Thank you, Big.
This program is brought to you by Kirijo Electronics. Kirijo Electronics, always there when you need them. The time is now midnight.
Possible jump scare? Warning, they may have a scream. Good. They don't have the scream anymore. Yay.
Huh?
This is fine.
What the... What's happening to me?
He's fine. Totally fine. Back at a certain room in the dormitory.
She's still sleeping. The dark hour occurs every day at 12 midnight. You could say it's the hidden hour. During this time, an ordinary person transmogrifies into a coffin and is oblivious to all that occurs.
Then she must be...
As you can see, she's retained her human form. She's asleep, but she's definitely experiencing the dark hour. The only question that remains is whether or not she has the potential. Although she must. If she didn't, they would have preyed on her by now.
Scary.
In any case, we should continue to monitor her for a few more days.
Yes, sir.
I feel kind of bad, though, spying on her like this.
You should. It's kind of weird. Master Crowbatty.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. My name is Igor. I am delighted to make your acquaintance.
Hi, Igor. How you
This
doing?
place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. Only those who have signed the contract can enter this place.
The paper you signed at the dorm is lying before Igor.
Henceforth, you shall be welcome here in the Velvet Room. You are destined to hone your unique ability, and you will require my help to do so. I only ask one thing in return: that you abide by the contract and assume responsibility for the choices you make.
We got to be responsible for the choices we make, Big, right? I understand.
Hold on to this.
Obtained velvet key.
There is still one more resident of this room who unfortunately could not be present for your arrival. But I'll make sure you two are properly introduced. Another time, perhaps, till we meet again.
You felt like you had a strange dream. It's time to go to school. Hi, Anna! I don't know how the audio mixes, so if it ends up being too loud sound-wise, please let me know. This is one of my favorite games because it does a really good job talking about losing hope, depression, and even suicidality in a way that is meaningful and hopeful and, for lack of a better way to put it, intentional, and does so without a lot of the other trappings that you see with the people that have any level of talking about working through depression or even mortality and stuff like that. Like, there's not really a romanticization of it. It's, okay, shit sucks. How do we justify existing despite how much it sucks, basically? And things like that. So when I played this back when I was an undergrad, it helped me a lot actually with my depression and other things that I was really going through at the time, where I didn't feel like anything I was doing was meaningful or worth doing. So I always have a really big soft spot for this game now that they finally ported it to the PC. I was like, I want to show more people this because it's pretty rare that you get to see really good, healthy, and helpful depiction of like depression and working through shit. And also it like deals with environmental depression of just like, hey, the economy shit. Of course you're depressed. That makes sense. Or you can't find a job, so you're depressed. Like, all those different things kind of all come into play as to, like, real concerns and stuff like that. So I don't know. I love this game a lot because of that. Also, you get to have a dog on your team. Just an adorable dog. It's amazing. Like, who doesn't want to fight things with a cute dog? In times like these, it's best to sleep during class. Junpei, no! You ever notice how sometimes taking a nap in class makes you feel more refreshed than sleeping at home? What? You good, buddy? I don't sleep in class. What? Why do you have to be all serious? That feeling of being completely recharged is awesome, but I'm screwed later since I didn't listen to the lecture. Yeah! Oh, but we have classic literature today. That means we're stuck with nasty old Dakota. Thank you. I'll try that and see. Nope, it's a little bit too loud that time. I adjusted too much. Da 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 da. That's a little better. Maybe. We'll find out. Appreciate it. I'll be teaching you about good old Japan all year. Some people say classic lit isn't relevant to everyday life, but oh how they're wrong. I mean, it's nuanced. Classic lit is still a colonial construct where the things that are considered classics are inherently chosen to enforce certain ideas and values, so... Students, the other teachers. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Nobody really understands classic lit. Aw, poor baby. You feel tired. Close your eyes for a few minutes? No. Hey, are you still listening to me? Wake up, children. Now open your textbooks. First in our syllabus is Issei Monogatari, the origin of Japanese literature. It's a very interesting story. You youngsters might call it da bomb. This was set in 2009. I can tell you people are zoning out. You stayed up and listened to the lecture. It always was really compelling and important to me to remind educators to reframe kids zoning out as potentially dissociating or literally not having an opportunity in their life to get enough sleep. Because if we just say, oh, you're daydreaming, you're zoning out, and the kid is wrong versus otherwise, usually there's a logical reason for that being a problem. My academics have increased. After school. You met Yukari at the shoeboxes and decided to go back together.
Have you come here before? A lot of Gekukan students come here after school. There's a karaoke box and a CD shop. Oh, and a really great cafe, too. There's also a nightclub, but that's kinda not for us yet.
Correct, you are children. You're all babies. The Paulownia Mall is crowded with students on their way back from school. God, 2009, when malls are places that people went. Yes, it was big. What do you think? Oh, you want to say hi? Okay. Really? It's very hard being a baby, isn't it, Bigfoot? Thank you. The moon is beautiful tonight. It might be a nice day to read a book by moonlight once in a while. I do like reading books by moonlight. There used to be a dorm mother here to do stuff like cooking, but there's just us students now. It'd be great to have somebody like that doing stuff for us, don't you think? You're right, because you're children! I mean, I'm not a good cook, and Mitsuru-senpai just doesn't do things like that. You know, if you're handy around the kitchen, I bet you could really do something with this place. Can I help you, Mr. Bigfoot? Mr. Big. I need my arm. I don't know what to tell you, hon. Okay, thank you. You're saying hi to chat? Okay, you said hi. Good job. The network's computers were installed when the dorm was built. Their main purpose is to send the school reports about daily life here to the dorm. I'm glad people can hear him being a baby, because I'm trying to adjust the mic so he gets to talk too, because you have stuff to say? Do you? No, you're good now? You've been so talkative today. You have been. Okay, nothing else I can do. Anna says hi, Bigfoot. Ow. Yeah, I know. You love any form of attention. You're just a little ham. You're just a little ham. Also, Anna, they have Sobe. S-O-B-E, the beverage that I am 90% sure doesn't exist anymore. Just, I don't know why weird, like, little details, like things that are part of capitalism that have completely disappeared, like the loss of Circuit City, just send me, but they do. They can hear you loud and clear. Good boy, being chatty and projecting your little baby voice. Can I do anything today, or am I just gonna have to not do anything again? Vacant room, my room. I'm betting I can't go in here. Fine. Still can't go on the roof. Boo. I like going on the roof. That seems like somewhere I'm not supposed to be, so I want to do that. Have we meet Akihiko yet? No one inside, so we're just not gonna meet another person that lives with us. Fine. Alright, go be a nerd. I mean, I guess. I can't do anything else. I'm tired again. Wow. I bet I can't even do anything else. Nope, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. Fine. at a certain room in the dormitory. They explained that the midnight hour, they basically get an extra hour of time between midnight and 1 a.m. And if that isn't something that basically everyone I know needs actively, just
How is she?
one more hour in the day.
The same as last night.
Very interesting. Even those who have the potential tend to be unstable at first. Memory loss, disorientation. But this subject is rather unique. She hasn't exhibited any of the common symptoms.
But we're treating her like a guinea pig.
I understand your concern, but it's imperative that we recruit new members. I heard she's in your class. Wouldn't you be more comfortable working with someone from the same grade? A female classmate at that.
Yeah, I guess. But still.
An emergency call from outside rang through the room.
Command room. Is that you, Akihiko?
You're not gonna believe this. This thing is huge. Unfortunately, I don't have time to talk. It's chasing me. I wanted to let you guys know. I'm almost there.
Does that mean he's bringing that in here?
Mr. Chairman,
That's fun.
let's suspend our observation for now. We'll prepare for battle.
Right. Be careful.
Akihiko!
I'm all right. Get ready to be surprised. It'll be here any second.
This is no time to joke around.
It's one of them, Akihiko?
Yes, but not an ordinary one.
What the? You've got to be kidding me!
Mr. Chairman, please head for the command room. Takeba, go upstairs and wake her up. Then escape out the back.
But what about you two?
We'll stop it here. You led it to us, Akihiko, so I'm afraid you'll have to fight.
Like I had a choice. What are you waiting for, Yukari? Go!
I'm going.
You were awoken by a loud noise. Should you go check outside? Yeah, I'm nosy.
Wake up! Sorry, I'm coming in. I don't have time to explain. We have to get out of here now.
I'm not a fool. Okay, that's what I say. If somebody says we gotta fucking go, I'm like, I will find out later.
Through the back door. Wait. Take this, just in case.
Yukari handed you a long, thin implement. It seems to be a naginata.
Okay, let's go.
There we
Follow
go.
me.
Naginata. Dormitory, first floor at the rear entrance.
All right, we should be safe now.
Takeba, do you read me?
Yes, I hear you.
Be careful. There's more than one enemy. The one we're fighting isn't the one Akihiko saw.
Dumb, that's
What?
not good.
Let's pull back.
I want to fight. I want to be a problem.
What was that? It's getting closer. Keep moving, hurry!
The dormitory rooftop.
The door's locked. I think we're safe for now. Huh?
That's a friend. Totally fine.
You gotta be kidding me! It climbed up the wall?
There. They're on the roof.
That gigantic shadow. Just what is it we're dealing with?
Let's go, Mitsuru.
Wait.
That's the thing that attacked this place. We call them shadows. Oh yeah, I have to fight. I can summon mine. No problem.
And this is potentially triggering. Just keep an eye out for it.
Here
It
we
looks
go.
like someone's putting a gun to their head, even though there is no blood or actual death or violence. Still important to mention. Because we never know where people are at in their lives. And boom, metaphor for competing and accepting one's own mortality.
What on earth was that?
The sudden swell of power has subsided. Orpheus regained its original form. You have obtained a new persona.
Is it over? It's still moving!
A piece of the shadow is heading for Yukari.
No! Get away from me!
You have to save her. Alright, let's go. Let's fight. We got attack, escape, defend, and persona. I think, yeah, we only have Orpheus. And skill, light strike damage. Alright. Just beating the shit out of things with a lyre. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work, but okay. You felt a surge of energy inside after the recent battle. We leveled up, Big. Something inside of you has changed. And I do like that the protagonist of all of these games is usually the fool, because aren't we all fools? Everyone is a fool. And that's a good and healthy, okay thing. We all learn and grow as people. Right, Big? We don't know you're just a baby. It seems Yukari is safe too. You feel exhausted. You are losing consciousness. This also is like another way that this game does a great job of kind of overwhelming emotional aspects that for depression or other things that just like it zaps all your energy, so then you kind of collapse either literally or figuratively.
Are you okay? Oh, come on!
Metaphors, Bigfoot, metaphors.
Please! Can you hear me? Answer me!
Wait, this is the Velvet Room, was it?
It's so nice to see you again. You became unconscious after awakening to your power. I see that it was Orpheus that heeded your calling.
And Orpheus is a great example of a story that has depression in it, Bigfoot.
That power is called a persona. It is a manifestation of your psyche.
My psyche?
A persona is a facet of your personality that surfaces as you react to external stimuli. You can think of it as a mask that protects you as you brave many hardships.
A mask?
When you use your persona ability, you must channel your inner strength. The ability evolves as you develop your social links, your emotional ties with others. The stronger your social links, the more powerful your persona ability.
And by leaning into feeling emotions rather than completely avoiding them and numbing yourself, you become a stronger person internally. Metaphors!
Please, remember that. Now then, time marches on in your world. I shouldn't keep you here any longer. Next time we meet, you will come here of your own accord. Until then, farewell.
Your head is getting clearer. You can see a white ceiling. You wonder how long you've been asleep. You feel someone's present beside you.
You're awake. How do you feel?
Where am I?
Thank goodness you finally came to. Oh, this is Tatsumi Memorial Hospital. It's just a short walk from the station. The doctor couldn't find anything wrong with you. He said you were just exhausted.
I've been hospitalized for exhaustion twice, and it is mildly insulting to be like, oh, you're good, you just overworked yourself, and it's like, excuse me? What do you mean? And then I stopped destroying my body and brain for retail management, and my life was better.
I'm sorry I couldn't do anything. But your power, it was amazing.
What'd I do?
The power you used, we call it persona, and those creatures you defeated are shadows. We'll explain everything later. I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. I wanted to tell you that I'm sort of like you. My dad died in an accident when I was little. My mom and I aren't exactly on good terms. You're all alone too, right?
Disability community! Okay, I'm being a dork.
To be honest, I already know about your past. But it didn't seem fair, so I wanted you to know about mine. It was back in '99. There was a big explosion in the area. Supposedly, my dad died in the blast, but nobody really knows what happened. He was working in a lab run by the Kirijo group. So, I'm hoping that if I stick around long enough, I'll find out something.
So her reason for being alive right now, what's driving her to exist, is understanding the methods of her dad's death. And while that isn't like, maybe the perfect or greatest reason to stay alive for something so simple, finding whatever you can to keep yourself going is worth it to me. So sometimes it's not going to be super amazing and incredible and uplifting to other people. Sometimes it's as much as I want to understand this better or I want to know this more. And I just think that's really important because it's really easy to have a lot of people go, oh, you just need to pick a bunch of reasons to be happy to be alive and then you'll be okay. And it's not really how things work. And there are some people who may never get to that point of being able to say, yeah, I have 1,000,000,008 reasons why I'm happy to be alive, but just finding a reason to stick around is worth it enough. And sometimes it's okay to not have it be digestible or happy making to other people, because it's more important for you to be here than to fit into some sort of mold that isn't going to actually help you stay here.
That's why I'm going to Gekkokan High, and why I was there when this happened to you. Of course, I panicked and wasn't much help. It was my first time fighting them too. I'm sorry. You wouldn't have to go through all this if I wasn't such a coward.
Fighting fear is hard. I was scared too.
Really? But still, here I am telling you all this the minute you wake up.
Nothing wrong with a little minor trauma bonding at times. When you're both actively going through shit. I know it tends to be something that, like, psychiatrists and other people are like, that's not great, don't, focus on doing that. But I think people don't understand that when you are somebody who is alone and feeling isolated and hopeless or near hopeless, hearing that somebody else gets it, even if it's in a different way, is beyond important. Because it directly pushes against a narrative that depression intentionally puts into people's heads. That you are alone, that you are wrong or bad or unworthy or the worst, as sometimes, unfortunately, something that has been created and perpetuated by Christianity and colonization in general, is the idea that if bad things happen to you, it's because you are bad. And Japan is no exception to this, being a deeply colonial country. So it is very much that kind of idea that oftentimes leaves traumatized teens, kids, adults really struggling, because if everyone around you says that they can't handle hearing that things have been hard for you, even if you don't tell them that it's just been hard for you, even if you just can't say, oh yeah, I'm fine, I'm good, that's not you being a bad or a broken person. That's life being life to some extent. And while it'd be easier to have some sort of cause and effect reason of everything bad happens to people who are bad, it's not how anything works. And if it was, we'd have a completely different world. Which would be, honestly, I would argue, probably a better world. But also, that's not how anything, especially not disability, works. It's just trauma is trauma, and it happened. And assign and find a reason for it that isn't just life or sociological or economic is oftentimes leads to people folding in on themselves and self-hatred. I was in that phase for a very long time of my life, but finding other people that were like, no, I've been through shit too, it fucking sucks, help me get out of that level. Help me go, oh, okay, so it's not just me. Even though other people around me have been telling me it's just me, or that somehow me not magically being able to snap a finger and be okay is somehow a problem that makes me wrong. Maybe it is just that sometimes life is hard and it's okay for life to be hard because it's not a good or bad thing, it's neutral. So that's kind of my counter to, like, reasonable discussions of trauma. Like, ideally, you should definitely be like, hey, it seems like you're all struggling with something. I also have, like, led a traumatic life. Do you want to talk about that or anything else? You know, have communication, be clear, be compassionate about it, because you never know when somebody is going to be in the right headspace to even talk about it, even if they have had a very difficult life. There's even a chance where somebody is maybe having a very good day for the first time in a very long time and wants to enjoy that rather than dwelling on what they've been through. But I do deeply believe, based on not only my own experience, but just watching it happen in community settings, that may or may not be therapy inclusive. Like, don't have people be therapists for you, definitely, but also that doesn't mean you can't just share what you're going through in a way that is real and accurate and objective, like Yukari did. And while I understand that for people who haven't gone through bad shit or want to just focus on the good may find that stressful at times, because then they have to be reminded that the world sucks. For people that constantly live in a world that sucks, it's just validating. So it's always about finding those little middle ground things, and I don't believe or agree with the idea that some people are saying of, oh yeah, you just talking about trauma when you meet somebody within the first week or something is like, that's too quick, that's too fast. If trauma is why you're living your life, how you're living your life, and how you're operating, which for a lot of us it is, that's okay. And it shouldn't be objectively evil or bad to say, hey, I'm living this life and I go to school here because my dad got killed and I want to find out why. And that's important to me. I want to live in a world where that's able to be done in a way that, yeah, you ask for consent and permission and people are all on the same page and stuff like that, but also that even just talking about that isn't considered wrecking the mood or something, when at the end of the day, it's just an objective and neutral statement. It's just a factual statement about how you operate your life, and oftentimes a statement that is asking and lurking and searching for community. And I'll get off my soapbox in a minute, but that's why claiming the name and title of being disabled and having a disability, and even why diagnosis titles, despite their issues and the issues with the medical systems across the world and any colonialized nation, is so important. Because when you go, oh yes, I'm disabled, oh yes, this is hard for me, oh yes, there are things that I can't do, or things that I struggle with, or things that make it difficult for me to get through my day, and the reasons for that can be personal and sociological, and oftentimes are usually both. That gives you community. That leads to access to community, and also rights for accommodations of things that you need.
While I was waiting, I thought to myself, I've been hiding so many things from her. As soon as she wakes up, I'll tell her the truth. So, thanks for listening. I've been wanting to share that story with someone for a long time.
That also ties into, even with this, when you do trauma-informed care, be you a traumatized person or not, a lot of trauma victims have issues with not being told the truth or not being informed of what's going on or who's going on or what's happening around them. So talking about things in a way that's just, you deserve to know what's going on, rather than I'm going to parent you or protect you even though I don't know you and didn't get your permission to do that, to avoid talking about or dealing with complex issues, is also a really big thing that can even re-traumatize people. So while I know that to somebody who, you know, maybe isn't traumatized would be like, you just told me a terrible thing, how is that supposed to help? It's like, something can be a terrible thing and also an objective statement at the same time. Something can be neutral, and just because it elicits an emotion from you that makes you go, oh shit, I remember the world is bad, does not mean the world was not bad while you were thinking about it before. It's more of a reflection on the reality around us, and at least that's how I live my life personally. Granted, I'm also a deeply traumatized person who's never really been able to exist in a the world doesn't suck mode. Like, I learned about Christopher Columbus when I was like 5 and told my preschool teacher that I heard he was a very bad and mean man, and that's a very common thing that comes across from a lot of other communities that just live in a state of perpetual disenfranchisement from the countries that they live in.
All right, I'm gonna get going. I'll let the others know you woke up. Oh, and you don't have to be formal around me or anything. Us second-year girls gotta stick up for each other after all. Bye.
Yo, long time no see. What's up? Did you have some upset stomach or something? Anyway, I got something to tell you. Are you feeling okay? Dude, I am just fine. Forget the old Junpei. Sheesh, someone's full of energy today. I could hear you from all the way over there. Hey, it's Yucatan. You two live in the same dorm yet came separately today? Is it because you'll cause too many rumors again? What? I just left a little late. Anyway, I need to talk to her. Bye-bye, Junpei. What? Are you feeling better? Crow? Sorry to hit you with this first thing in the morning, but Itsuki-san wants to talk to you today. Come to the 4th floor of the dorm after school, okay? Don't forget. That's enough about mammoths. I don't see the big deal, they're just huge elephants. Okay, colonizer Ono. And that wraps it up for the Stone Age. Sigh. I'm tired of these lessons about stones. I'd rather talk about the Sengoku era. Japanese history is not that exciting until then. Though I'm paid to do this, I've gotta. It's tough being an adult. You're doing your job! Next is the Jomon period. When do samurai get their day in the sun? Dude! I'll just ask a question at random and call it a day. Hey, Junpei! What's the style of houses in the Jomon period called? How am I supposed to know about something way back then? Quick, Crow, what the heck is he talking about? I don't know. I'm gonna guess, and then I have to remember it for a later quiz thing, so we're gonna go boop, 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 boop. It's no use teaching you guys if you're going to get the simplest questions wrong. Well, it'll all be fine once we hit the age of katanas. Whoa, that's all I get for the wrong answer? He really doesn't care. The answer you gave was wrong. So we don't even get to find out the real answer. Bad teacher. There seems to be something important going on at the dorm. You decide to go back early. There is no one in the lounge. You were told to go to the 4th floor. A quick flave. I'm going to save. And now we jump to the 4th floor. Yukari, Mitsuru, the chairman, and an unfamiliar man are sitting here.
Ah, there you are. I'm glad that you're okay. I wasn't sure what I'd do if anything had happened to you. The reason I asked you here is because I needed to talk to you. Please, have a seat. Oh, before that, I believe I mentioned him earlier, but this is Akihiko.
How you doing?
Okay, let me start off by asking
Hi,
you
Salvia! I'm playing through a game that is near and dear to my heart, but there are also different potential trigger warnings, because this game is a lot about coping with mortality and working through depression. So I always like to just let people know that and stuff like that, because it is very valid to be having issues with these things and in life and all the other good stuff. So, words.
Would you believe me if I said that a day consists of more than 24 hours?
I wish. I wish it was more than 24 hours. Persona 3 is my favorite because it does such a good job of talking and coping with depression, mental health, anything in that kind of frame of disability, as well as how to actually have hope and continue living even when things are shit. I also deeply enjoy Persona 5, but more importantly, the music for all of these games is absolutely phenomenal. So that's part of the reason that I'm playing Persona 3, because it did just get what is the word? Not uploaded. Reported from the PlayStation Portable to now on PC. So I'm like, now I'm gonna subject everyone to this and be mildly annoying about it. But yeah. Oh, I have the little command for the triggers, so I'm gonna put it in there just because I like people to be informed, because I never know where people are in their lives. And while this did help me a lot, if somebody's like, I can't do those things, I want them to be able to choose that. Also, God, I wish the day had more than 24 hours. Excuse me?
Do you remember the night you came here? You had to have noticed the signs. The streetlights went out, nothing was working, there were coffins everywhere. Didn't it feel like you were in a different time? That's the dark hour, a time period hidden between one day and the next.
And I know this is supposed to be scary, but if somebody told me, yeah, there's just an extra hour that you're awake and around for, I'd be like, sweet! Awesome! I need that, thank you, I will take that. Between?
It occurs each night as the clock strikes 12. It'll happen tonight and every night to come.
Normal people don't realize it, since they're all sleeping inside their coffins. But that's not what makes the dark hour so interesting. You saw those creatures. We call them shadows. They only appear during the dark hour and attack anyone not in a coffin. It's our job to defeat them. Sounds exciting, huh?
Akihiko, why are you always like that? You just got hurt the other day.
Oh, we got a wheezy boy. 1 second, I gotta give Bigfoot his asthma medicine. I know, baby, I know. You're having a rough week. Oh. Just a second. I gotcha. I know, honey. It's rough being a baby. I know, I gotcha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Come on, do a deep breath. Good boy. He has a little, for lack of a better way to put it, it's like a tube that has a mouthpiece on the end of it, and then you put the inhaler in the other end, because cats, obviously, you can't just tell them to hold their breath, because they're cats, and they're gonna do what they want. So then I hold it against his mouth for about 15 seconds, and that is enough for him to, take in the medicine and have his lungs expand like they're supposed to. Because he is chronically ill just like me, which is, a little bit funny, but he also acts like he doesn't want to use the inhaler, even though he knows it makes him feel better. Yeah, you get a little salty. I think you just don't like being told what to do.
Now, he does his work well. Long story short, we're the Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad, C's for short.
And these are teenage children.
On paper, we're classified
except
as a
for
school
this
club,
man.
But in reality, this group is dedicated to defeating the shadows.
Oh, so you don't even get to pick a club. You're just like, congratulations, your club is fighting evil.
Mitsuru is the leader. I'm the club advisor.
A shadow feeds on the mind of its prey. The victim becomes a living corpse.
Metaphor for depression, number 800.
They're responsible for most of the incidents on the news, if not all of them.
How do you fight them?
Although rare, there are those who can function during the dark hour. Some may even awaken to a power that enables them to fight the shadows. That's Persona, the power you used the other night.
Long story short, we got trapped on a roof by one of them that had like 8 legs or 9 legs. There was a lot of legs and a lot of swords. And then was just like, okay, what if I don't die and instead fight this thing? And did okay, but then collapsed.
The shadows can only be defeated by Persona users, which means it's all up to you guys.
I'll say I'm not sure I'm ready. We'll see for this character. Mitsuru opens the case on the table. A silver gun gleams uncannily from inside.
What he's trying to say is, we want you to join us. We've prepared an evoker for you. We'd like you to lend us your strength.
I'm gonna keep saying I'm not sure if I'm ready, because I want to see what other options they give for explaining stuff.
Don't think too much. Just hang out with us for a while.
Please, we need your help.
Hey, don't say it like that. How would she be able to say no under all that pressure?
Thank you, Yukari.
Don't get me wrong. It'd be nice if she joined, but...
Okay, for now.
Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad. Oh, I almost forgot. About your room assignment. Why don't you just stay here, in your current room? I don't know what the holdup is, but I guess it worked out in the end.
How weird we ended up showing up at a specialty dorm that has people who are fighting the embodiment of depression.
Hold up. Wasn't that...
Oh?
Oh, never mind.
No, speak on it, Yukari. Let's find out. A voice rings in your head. Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a new bond. Thou shalt be blessed when creating personas of the Fool Arcana. You've established the C's social link of the Fool Arcana. You may earn an experience bonus when fusing personas of the Fool Arcana. I love being a fool. Aren't we all fools? You feel your inner strength going. You recall what Igor said about the power of social links. The intensity of social links strengthens the power of personas. Social links. Are these bonds you form with people you meet? Yes. You are still tired from your hospital stay. You decide to return to your room. As you were dozing off, you felt someone's presence.
Hi, how are you?
Still creepy, though. Still creepy. How did you get in here?
I'm always with you. Soon, the end will come.
Great, thanks.
I remembered, so I thought I should tell you.
Thanks.
I wasn't expecting you to thank me, but you're welcome. That is what I'm supposed to say, right?
Now that's a goddamn mood. I'm still bad at accepting compliments, and yeah.
I don't really know what this end is about either.
Ngoza's big. Why are
Looks like
we...
you've awakened to your power.
Honey. I love him, but he was legitimately sitting on the couch in a way that was putting extra unneeded pressure onto his lungs. And then looked at me like, huh, I'm wheezing. How could that be happening? Because you are a big baby with depression, Bigfoot. Not depression. That's the game. With asthma. When you put additional pressure on your lungs, it makes you hard to breathe. 'Cause you have asthma. Yeah, don't arrow me. I love it. And I get it. Who doesn't want to sit the way that they want to? But if every way you go and sit makes you start wheezing horribly, you should maybe not go to the corner of the couch and go, what if I put my lungs directly on this little ledge of the couch? No! Please make better choices, you little dingus. Can you try? You're going to be a good boy and try? Okay. Thank you. He's very chatty today. Then again, He's simple, Anna. Like, I would be like, oh, Anna said hi, Bigfoot. He starts purring. He's just a little ham. He loves attention. You just love attention. That is your favorite thing in the entire world. I know. You are the main reason I will eventually be getting a camera to do thing where I can actually show what I look like, because then you get to be the center of the stream, because that is truly what you want, Bigfoot, isn't it? Yes. His favorite thing was when I went to my parents' house for 1 year for Halloween, and he came with, and he realized that if he sat on my shoulder in his little baby bee costume, because he's just, you know, he's a big chunk of a bee, but he still kind of looked like a bee. He realized that if he stayed on my shoulder, when I went to go give kids that were trick-or-treating candy, they would see him go, oh, what a cute kitty in a costume, and pet him. So he literally did not let me put him down for 3 hours that night. He was like, no, I'm staying on your shoulder. You're not going to go to the door and see those kids without giving me free attention. And that, I think, was probably the best day of his little baby life. Because you saw so many kids, and they all thought you were so cute, and gave you so many pets and praise. And that was his favorite thing in the whole world. And you're still probably seeking for that high. And we haven't been able to do that because A, I live in an apartment right now, and B, COVID. But I did not appreciate that, like, the top of my shoulder literally just had, like, his little claw marks in it, because usually he's a very gentle, very sweet baby. He doesn't, even when he plays, he doesn't, like, bring his claws out to full force. But he was like, you are not putting me down. I am not missing out on all this free attention that you're taking from me, clearly. You're a dork. Yeah, I know. I know. And you miss Grandma and Grandpa, too, because he and my dad are best friends. Partially because my dad will do anything for him because he's a weak, weak man. He tried to persuade me to take off his cone when Bigfoot was literally ill and had something that he was biting at. He was like, but he looks so sad. You should just take off the cone. And I'm like, no! Stop this!
And an unusual power it is.
Anyway, refocusing.
A power that takes many forms, yet is bound by none. It may prove to be your salvation, depending on where you end up.
That is like a joke that my mom has too, though, Anna. Maybe Bigfoot cast a spell on my dad, because before that my dad was like, I don't like cats. And then Bigfoot happened and I brought him home because I was in between places, so I was home for like a little under a year. And my dad was like, this is my favorite. I love this one. We are best friends. I'm going to take him into the basement and we'll play in the basement. Or when there were football games, he would be like, here, come here, Bigfoot, you're my good luck charm, and sit on his lap. Like, legitimately inseparable to the point of ridiculousness. It's adorable. But also then you manipulate him to get extra food and whatever you want. So whenever I bring him for Christmas, because usually then I bring him with when I come home for Christmas, because he has to be there, he's the center of attention. And then I have to, like, take a week when we get back, training him out of all the things that my dad let him do. I'm like, no, why are you in the kitchen begging again? You never do this otherwise. This is just because my dad lets you do whatever.
Do you remember when we first met? I expect you to honor your commitment.
We only know this child so far. He was like, here, I have a contract for you to sign. All the contract was you are then going to be responsible for your own actions. Which I wish was like a literal contract that people had to sign at some point in their lives, because clearly people do not think that they have to be responsible for their own actions. But still.
I'll be watching you, even if you forget about me. Okay then. See you later.
Thanks, weird kid. Morning. Thanks about yesterday. Akihiko-senpai's injured too, and I was really uneasy about working alone with Mitsuhiro-senpai. Is Senpai okay? Yeah, Akihiko-senpai was attacked by a shadow on the day that you collapsed, too. He said that he injured his ribs a little. Ugh, rib injuries are the worst. I hate rib injuries, because it really is just, oh. Wait, they'll get better on their own. And it's like, so I don't have a solution to make this suck less? No. Yukari began talking to you in class.
I thought I was gonna fall asleep in there.
Can I have a minute? Come to the lounge when you get back to the dorm. I have something to tell everyone. I'll save the details for later. See you there.
Mitsuru left as soon as she was done. Is she going back?
She's probably busy with things like student council, unlike us.
Now, I don't know if this was the case for everyone else, but at my high school, people just did not care about student council. They usually were just, like, neutral people who, like... Granted, we didn't really have the popular kid problem in the way that it seems like it's portrayed in a lot of media. Like, you just were who you were to some extent. And granted, that also might be because we went to a very broke school where we were all fighting for our lives against the shitty education we did not get. So, some of it was that, but still. I never had that, like, oh, you're on the student council, you're important bullshit. Like, no. People did not care about the cheerleaders. Like, nothing like that was ever important.
Ooh, Yucatan. Do I sense some hostility?
It seems that Junpei was listening too.
Well, it's not that I don't like her. She's just... Never mind. Let's go.
Blunt? Iwatodai Strip Mall.
About earlier, it's not that I don't like her or anything, you know? Oh, I'm talking about Mitsuru-senpai. Why's Junpei always have to talk about stuff that isn't any of his business, huh? Plus, he says it all in the creepiest, most perverted way. He's like the poster boy for sexual harassment.
I will counter back on that. He's actually a decent character, but I get being a teenage girl and not liking the fact that some guy keeps inserting himself into every conversation you have. I would also be annoyed.
You know, last year he...
Oh no. Or maybe I'm wrong and he did something wrong. And we only get to see him in this game as a better growing person. Mitsuru and Akihiko are already here.
Welcome back.
We were waiting for you. There's someone I want to introduce.
Huh?
Hey, hurry up.
Hold your horses. This is freaking heavy. What's up?
Junpei? Why are you here?
This is Junpei Iori from Class 2F. He'll be staying here as of today.
He's staying here? You've got to be kidding me.
The girls are fighting.
I bumped into him the other night. He has the potential, but he just awakened to it recently. I told him about us, and he agreed to help.
You have the potential? For real?
He found me crying like a baby at the convenience store, surrounded by a bunch of coffins.
That's valid.
I don't remember much, but man, that's embarrassing. He said that's, you know, completely normal in the beginning.
I see this also as, like, again, another metaphor for depression. It's completely normal to just be sobbing and emotionally distraught at the beginning if that is a way that it exists for you. Some people have it be much more of a numbness that happens, like, immediately, but most people have a period of just pure sadness.
Like being confused and not remembering anything. Did you guys know that?
Disassociation. Not I was okay, though. Uh-huh.
Oh, that's good. You should, since you're a Persona user. But man, I was shocked to find out about you guys. I had no idea. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It could get kinda lonely, you know?
Disability community.
I'll bet you're stoked too, right? Having me join? It'd be nice to have a guy around too, wouldn't it?
Huh? Yeah.
So anyway, glad to join the team.
Let's do our best. I'm gonna be nice. I do like that you can be an asshole if you want to. It's a little funny, but...
Well, enough with the introductions. I think we're about ready.
Okay, everybody's here. I'd like your undivided attention. For a long time, Mitsuru and Akihiko were the only Persona users we had. But that number recently jumped to 5. Therefore, starting tonight at 12 a.m., I'd like to commence the exploration of Tartarus.
So we have the first persona we've seen, which is the main characters, being Orpheus, and now we have Tartarus.
Tartarus? What's that? Sounds like toothpaste.
You haven't seen it, Junpei?
Hmm?
It's no surprise, since it only appears during the dark hour.
The dark hour?
Just like the shadows. Interesting, huh? And it's the perfect place for us to train. You can think of it as a shadow nest.
Whoa. Their nest, huh?
But, Senpai, what about your injury?
Since Akihiko hasn't fully recovered yet, he'll only come as far as the entrance.
Yeah, I know.
No fighting with injured ribs, you dingus.
Relax. I've got your backs.
I'm not so sure about this.
What about you, Mr. Chairman?
I'll stay here. As you know, I can't summon a persona.
So you're making all these teenagers do it. Okay. Gekkoukan High School front gate.
This is it? This is the place? Why here?
Just wait a few minutes. It's almost midnight.
I know it's scary and evil, but I think it looks really cool.
This is Tartarus, the labyrinth that reveals itself during the dark hour.
Labyrinth? What are you talking about? What happened to our school?
Once the dark hour passes, everything returns to normal.
This is the nest you were talking about? But why? Why'd our school turn into a giant tower? You don't know either?
No.
I'm sure it's complicated.
Well, maybe now we'll find out. Mitsuru and I have only gone in to take a peek. This'll be our first time exploring it. Exciting, isn't it? There has to be some sort of clue in here about the dark hour.
Akihiko, I respect your enthusiasm, but you won't be accompanying us today.
Bonk.
I know.
No running. This is Tartarus. You decided to enter the tower. Love a little Greek myth stuff.
Whoa. It's just as cool on the inside.
But it sure is creepy.
This is only the entrance. The labyrinth lies beyond the doorway at the top of the stairs.
First, we'll have you three get a feel for this place. Why don't you go have a look around?
What? By ourselves?
We're not asking you to go very far, and I'll be feeding you information from here.
We're also going to appoint a leader to make any necessary decisions.
For real? One of us? Oh, me, pick me.
No.
You're in charge.
Alright.
What? But she's a girl.
Well, she has fought them before.
Seriously?
That's true, but there's another reason. You two, can you summon your persona without any difficulties like she can?
Yeah, of course I can.
I think so.
These are shadows we're talking about here. Without your persona, you're screwed.
I'm aware of that.
All right, let's head inside. Are you ready?
You betcha.
That's the spirit.
But God, that is too many goddamn stairs. A strange door is sitting in the corner of the lobby.
What's the matter?
The shining velvet key in your hand is shining. That's not a good sentence, but you know what I mean. The key fit into the door's keyhole as if it was being sucked in.
I've been waiting for you. The time has come for you to wield your power. The tower that you are about to venture into.
How did it come to be For what purpose does it exist? Regrettably, you are not yet capable of answering these questions. That is why you must be made aware of the nature of your power.
About that door.
It leads here, although no one but you can see it. Your power is unique. It's like the number 0. It's empty, but at the same time holds infinite possibilities. You are able to possess multiple personas and summon them as needed. And when you have defeated your enemies, you will see the faces of possibility before you. There may be times when they are difficult to grasp, but do not fear. Seize what you have earned. Your power will grow accordingly. Be sure to keep that in mind. My spare time will soon be scarce, but please, come again of your own accord. I'll tell you then about my true role, the manner in which I can best assist you. But before I forget, do you recall when I mentioned another resident of this room? Tell me, when you think of this person, what do you see?
So if we pick woman, even though she's also like a teenager, gay. This is one of the few Persona games where you can be gay.
I see. Then let's bring her out.
My name is Elizabeth. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, hi! Thank you for coming in, Raiders. I am playing Persona 3. How are you doing, Arctic? Were you drawing? What were you doing with your stream today? I have been starting to play Persona 3 from kind of the start, from the very opening of it, and then kind of examining it from that disability lens that it does a really good job with. So that's what I've been having fun with doing for today. We can do a shout out. Yay, it worked the way that I wanted it to work. That's my favorite thing, when things do what they're supposed to. Ooh, Tekken 7! Ooh, you're doing Persona 4. Persona 4, I love Persona 3, but I would argue that Persona 4 might have some of the best game in the entire series. Persona 3 Portable is just super near and dear to my heart. It helped me cope through a lot of depression and stuff when I was initially playing this as like an undergrad in college. So I'm happy to be able to share it with some people and kind of just show how good of a job they do with it, and also the music and the gameplay and everything else and the characters that make it so much of a fun time. Do you have a favorite, not protagonist, favorite fighter that you play for Tekken 7? Because I know there's so many good options, it's impossible to pick a favorite, but... Also, thank you for that follow, Chechu93. Look, spelling the names is the harder part. Spelling the names is the harder part. At this point, it's so much easier to just describe the characters by vibes, and that is totally fine. Because, I don't know, the half of the fun is, like, with Tekken and stuff like that, is that you have really fun and powerful characters that you get to fight with. But it's not like we're known for saying and remembering people's names, right? That's not how it works. So I'm just gonna call him H-Eye Patch Man because that is easier, but I really like just... It's always fun to have a bit of a character. It's just like, oh, but this eye patch means that they're not powerful, and then they kick your butt, and it's wonderful, and it's great. So yes, so hi, welcome in. I'm being awkward now, so just don't mind me.
My assistant will aid you as well. Until then, farewell.
Hey, are you all right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But the thing is, then French chick and kicking ginger, like, these are the best ways to describe Tekken characters, because am I going to remember anybody's name? No, I am busy memorizing all the move sets, because that is a more effective way to play the game.
Yeah, what's up? You look like a zombie.
I opened this door and...
Huh? What door?
I don't see any door.
They don't seem to see the door.
Have you been nodding off? You seem
Absolutely,
kind of out of it.
absolutely.
Dude, you're supposed to be our leader. Get your head in the game.
Insert unnecessary High School Musical reference, because this was 2009.
Don't worry, though. I got you covered whenever you need it, man.
Come on, let's go.
I can save progress, so I'm always going to do that. Because if I don't save, I'm going to feel like a fool. So this is basically the first dungeon of the game, for lack of a better way to put it. Even though the dungeon is kind of a reoccurring single place. So it's more about floors. But we've gotten basically a lot of initial starter and a little bit of tragic backstory for some people. And now at this point it's just, okay, I guess we're fighting people at an hour between midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning. Which, A, everybody wants to have an extra hour in life. But this is not usually the way they'd probably choose to spend it. I don't even know, can we customize anything with items yet? Probably not. Nope, so we don't have even any objects and things, so we get to cause problems and see what happens. Are you ready? Ready! Let's find out and make some mistakes and potentially get murdered, and hope that me choosing hard mode was not a foolhardy choice. Inside Tartarus.
So, this is it, huh?
I hope I don't get lost.
Can you all hear me?
It is a labyrinth, so it's kind of by design.
Whoa, is that you, Senpai?
I'll be providing audio backup from here on out.
Wait, you mean you can see inside here?
It's my persona's ability. I'd like to join you, but the structure of Tartarus changes from day to day. That's why outside support is imperative.
Well, that makes me feel a whole lot better.
Now, based on your current location, you can expect to encounter enemies at any minute.
Now, am I probably projecting again and making this another metaphor for combating depression and how it changes day to day? Probably. But I do think I'm going to think about it that way anyway.
They shouldn't be too tough, but proceed with caution. Practice makes perfect.
Right.
Got it. Why is she always like that?
Blunt? Keep in mind, these are real battles you'll be engaging in. Now see if you can eliminate all the shadows wandering around on this floor. Yay, objects! Snuff soul number 1. Times 1. Watch out, I detect a shadow in front of you. Move it and hit it before it attacks you. Press the action button to use your weapon. If you can hit an enemy before it hits you, then you'll have advantage at the start of the battle. If you don't, then you're screwed, and... well, not screwed, but it's not as fun.
Takeba has informed me about your power, but nevertheless, you have minimal combat experience. Would you like me to explain the basics of battle?
Let's do it, because it's been a while.
Primary offensive options available to you in battle are attack and skill. Attack corresponds to the weapon you've equipped, while skill relates to your persona's abilities. Those skills consume either stamina or spiritual power. They tend to have a greater effect. Use whichever option best suits the situation. Keep attacking until you've defeated the enemy, but pay careful attention to your stamina. That's it for now. Did you get all that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then I want you to defeat the enemy before you. Try using both the skill and attack options.
So we have fire, or we have strike. Let's set something on fire for fun.
The enemy is vulnerable.
Here's
Keep
our
going.
chance for an all-out attack! Throw me at him!
Alright, now we get to actually do the things. There should be a staircase nearby. Do you see it? A staircase is the only way to proceed to the next floor. I can't allow you to go any higher today, but please remember about it next time. Oh, come on! There's another shadow ahead of you. You'll be at a disadvantage if the enemy gets the first hit in, so try to surprise your opponents and strike first. Yeah, I know. If I get the advantage. Or the enemy gets the advantage.
Now's a good time for me to explain about attack properties, which are important to consider during battle. Do you want to know more? Nearly every type of attack is associated with a particular property. For example, swords can be used to do slash attacks, while bows are used to do pierce attacks. Skills, on the other hand, have different properties. Bufu, for instance, indicates an ice attack. Now, most enemies are vulnerable to certain types of attacks. In other words, they have weaknesses. A fire skill will deal greater damage to an enemy that's weak against fire. With my power, I can analyze an enemy to determine its weaknesses and strengths. That falls under tactics. Do you follow?
Yep.
The enemies you're facing have a weakness that you can exploit. Why don't you give it a try?
Is there a way to check if they have a weakness? I can't remember what that button is. Oh, that's tactics. This is how you determine how people act in party.
Roger. I'll attempt to analyze.
Oh, right, you gotta analyze and then they get used to it. But we already know that they don't like fire, so I'm just gonna hit them with some fire.
Attack again. Get him.
And then if you send them both down.
The enemy is vulnerable. Keep going.
Here's a chance. Let's get him.
And they turn into little Wicked Witch of the West. It's perfect.
Here, you son of a...
Revival bead. Alright, and then we get to keep going and cause some problems. There seems to be a shadow just around the corner. Approach carefully to avoid being spotted. The map will prove to be quite useful as you explore, so use it often. The goal is to gain experience in battle. Running away is not an option. Return immediately and eliminate the shadows. Okay, I was already going to do that, but alright. I just wanted to see what else was going on and unreal the map first, but I guess not.
Were you able to exploit the enemy's weakness in the last battle? If you didn't already notice, doing so will also grant you an additional attack. Would you like more detail? An enemy will lose its balance if you exploit its weakness or land a critical hit. This will give you the opportunity to perform an additional action. In other words, you'll get to do one more thing. You can keep attacking the same enemy, or if you prefer, attack a different target. And if you succeed in knocking another enemy off balance, then you can act yet again, which means you can remain on the offensive for as long as you can keep this up. This strategy is essential to securing victory. However, remember this. An enemy that's already lost its balance cannot be knocked off balance again. You can't knock down someone who's lying on the ground, right? It's the same idea. Now, to knock an enemy off balance, you need to know its weaknesses. So don't hesitate to ask me for an analysis. I'll be sure to share the results with the others as well. Got it?
Yep.
Then proceed with the battle. Use what you've learned to quickly dispose of the enemy. Roger. I'll attempt to analyze the enemy.
And this time I'm not going to try to kill it because I do want her analysis to exist. Because I'm going to forget about these guys being weak to fire.
Ha! I couldn't defeat it.
Fire is effective.
Dang it. Alright.
I summon you.
You struck the enemy's weak
One more.
Attack again.
Here's our chance for an all-out attack. Let me at him.
And because Junpei is down, Junpei doesn't get to help.
Keep it up!
I like this little mechanic at the end of it, because basically it just picks random card, shows you what it is, and then you have to pick which one you want, potentially, and try to follow it. And I got a Pixie. And now I have a second persona that isn't just the Orpheus one. Yukari's persona, Lo, has leveled up. Or Io. Strength, magic. And then you have Hermes. Got another Snuff Soul. I am gonna go back to get that other item. And we're not allowed to go up the stairs. Meh, meh, meh. I detect a shadow up ahead. How are you feeling? If you or another party member is in bad state, then use healing items prior to engaging the enemy. If you don't have anything on hand, ask Takaba to heal you. Got a command menu. Use your friend's skills, so that's Mitsuru right now, and then this is Persona. What about... So that must not be the button, then what's my... skill? There we go. And we'll heal Junpei. Just heal everybody, because I don't feel foolish.
There is a better way to defeat all of your enemies in battle than to attack them individually. You can perform an all-out attack.
You've seen that one a couple times.
Concludes the basics of battle. But there's one last thing I need to tell you. Shadows become stronger the further you advance. If you don't think you can win a battle, retreat at once. There may be times, however, when an escape will be impossible. This battle is one of those times. Good luck.
Alright, well, I have a bunch of fire, so I'm not particularly worried.
You attacked the enemy's weak point.
Persona!
You exploited the enemy's weakness.
I summon you!
A wisely chosen attack.
Nice! Persona!
A wisely chosen attack.
Here's our chance for an all-out attack! Let me at him!
Granted, it's fairly easy for me because I know how this game works. Like, I feel like it's probably harder when you don't. Alright. Apsaras. Alright. There we go. And now we have a couple little personas that we can use to cause problems. That's odd. Usually there are more shadows on the prowl. Well, at least you gained some experience in battle. Let's go back to the dorm for today. There should be an access point somewhere on that floor. You can use it to return to the entrance. Since there aren't any enemies to worry about, why don't you split up and search individually? Just tell the other party members what you'd like them to do. But if they get too far away while split up, you will not be able to use skills or items on them. Be careful of that. When your party members get too far away, their portrait at the bottom of the right screen will darken, and skills and items cannot be used on them. Also, party members may encounter shadows while split up. While they are in battle, you will not be able to change their equipment. Alright, fine. I didn't realize I had to. Okay, fine. Split up. Spread out and look for stuff.
Everyone, spread out and proceed individually.
Let's stay here.
Okay, then I'll...
I want items first, Junpei. Did you pick it up? Good. That's it? Alright, there's not a lot going on this floor. Please return to the entrance. Fine. Thanks, Junpei.
Welcome back. So, how was it?
No problem.
I see. Well, if you gained confidence, that's the best thing you could have achieved.
Wow, I never knew I had that kind of power. But damn, I'm beat.
That's because you were bouncing around like a little kid.
Yeah, you look pretty tired yourself, Yucatan.
I'm still trying to catch my breath, actually.
That's the effect of the dark hour. You'll become fatigued more easily.
So the dark hour is just chronic fatigue syndrome. Got it.
Don't worry, though. You'll adapt. But I'm surprised. You all did much better than I expected. At this rate, they'll catch up to you in no time, Akihiko.
We'll see about that.
In any event, by combining your powers with your teams, you are able to stand against the shadows. You feel a bond forming amongst yourselves. You feel the power of your heart intensify as it's the reaction to your bond between your friends. And now we're rank 2 for fools. Your power to create personas of the Fool Arcana has grown. Just like Yukari and Junpei, you feel tired as well. You decide that it would be best to return to your dorm, to return to your room and rest. Alright, I'm gonna save anyway. I wonder if I can go into the Velvet Room one more time. Ah, there you are. Welcome to the Velvet Room. Well, I suppose it's time for me to explain what I really do here. It is my job to create new personas. But in order to do so, I must fuse your persona cards together. In other words, I shall merge them into a single persona. The number of personas you have buried within you is approximately 170. We've never seen a visitor before with this many possibilities. If you establish social links, you may be able to create stronger personas as well. This should prove to be very interesting. So as you accumulate cards, please bring them to me. If you wish to learn more about fusing personas in more detail, then talk to me so that I may give you some hints. How may I help you? Fuse personas. And we're gonna fuse Pixie and Saras into Nekomata. I'm not a high enough level? Fine. Boo. And I can't do that one either. Fine. Boo. Oh, so I can't touch your stuff? Fine. Okay. Yes. Gotta return to the dorm because we can't do anything else. Because early game wants to teach you mechanics. I actually did an essay for a video games and learning class in undergrad about how this game does a good job of setting up all the different facets of what you're doing here in a way that isn't incredibly overwhelming. The only downside is that once you know what you're doing, it's a little boring, but that's not the worst thing. Morning. I didn't know that we were on the same train. But man, things have been real crazy these past couple days. Are you alright? You must have been confused since you were just transferred here too. I'm alright. Wow, that's impressive. You're completely different from Junpei. On the other hand, I get so bored that I feel like I'm going to die. ADHD. Hey, is there any way I can sneak in on the fight? Maybe I could just get past Mitsuru if I wear Junpei's hat. No! Let your ribs heal, you dingus! No, never mind. The consequences wouldn't be worth it.
That concludes the main portion of today's assembly. Next, we'll hear a word from the Student Council. Please welcome the new president, Mitsuru Kirijo, from Class 3D.
Thank you.
So, she did get elected. Well, I guess she is the most popular girl in school.
You can say that again. There's like some kind of aura around her.
I just think it's so funny that that's a real popularity is just a real concept in some schools. It's just funny to me.
Besides, this school's owned by the Kirijo group, right?
Privately owned schools. There's no consequences that could possibly happen because of that.
As I begin my term as Student Council President, I'd like to share with you my vision for this coming year. It is my firm belief that each of us must accept the responsibility of bettering our school. However, change cannot occur without sustained effort and an unprecedented level of commitment. That is why we must restructure our daily lives to accommodate this lofty goal.
Like, I care about achieving goals and stuff, but going, kids, you have to do things for your school is... They're teenagers. They have enough going on in life. They do not need extra bonus work.
I'd like each of you to dig deeply into your well of motivation and reevaluate your convictions.
This is also just a funny sentence to say when you're in a game that is intentionally about depression, where it's like... This game is intentionally critiquing how people treat depression. You can't find motivational wells and reevaluate convictions if you don't have motivation.
To imagine a bold new future without losing sight of the realities around you. That is the key. I'm certain that many of you have your own visions of the future. For us to reap the full benefits of our education, your participation, ideas, and enthusiasm are essential. Thank you.
Dang, that was freaking amazing. Hey, did you understand what she was talking about?
What about you?
Huh? Well, I mean, what do you think? Unlike her, I'm just your average, normal high schooler.
Alright, today we'll be going over the Meiji-era literature. Open your textbooks to page 12. You know what? I'm tired of these textbooks. I just went over this novel in the last class. I've got a great poem we can cover instead. Close your textbooks, everyone, and listen. Isolated cloud, suspended over the tall, snowy mountain peak. You feel tired. Close your eyes for a few minutes? No. Alright, Kenji, you better not be sleeping back there. You should be ashamed of yourself. Take a nap while I pour my heart into reading this poem. For that, you get another essay along with your regular assignment tonight. Now, that is not an effective way to treat a kid sleeping in class. Most kids sleeping in class have a reason for it, or, as we've been talking about, depression. I'll expect a slice of cake when you turn it in, too. Now, that's just... what? And don't cheap out with the store-bought stuff like last time? Excuse me? That is... oh, that is just... what? Okay. Classes ended for today. As of today, you'll be able to use your time after school as you wish. If you've established social links, you may wish to spend time with those individuals. Also, there are many places you can go in the area to raise your charm, courage, and academics. Be sure to look around town as well as in the school. I'll just see what people are saying. Well, don't go on a diet. Dieting sucks in general. Kind of student everyone's talking about, right? The one who moved into the dorm where Akihiko-senpai lives? I've always wanted to talk to you. Sure. Really? Great. And could you be a pal and tell me everything about Akihiko-senpai? No. No. Nothing. I'm not doing any of that. Here that's starting on the 24th, some athletic teams will be recruiting new members. Just the volleyball team and the tennis team, though. The others are full. Big. My sweet Bigfoot baby boy, kitty boy. You need to not sit in a way that is making your asthma worse. We just had a talk about this. I love you, but if you are going to be putting your little ribs and lungs in the wrong part of the couch and putting pressure, you're gonna have a hard time breathing, honey. I know. It's hard being a little baby. Join clubs. There's Junpei. Dude, Mitsunara-senpai's speech this morning was crazy. I heard no one even was close to her in the election. Considering her background, I don't know why they bothered. Let's face it, we're all just plain ordinary compared to her, man. Do you tend to get lost in school? Yes. Where are you headed? Oh, cute. This person is just, like, very helpful to showing people how to get places. PA room, classrooms, random student. Nothing interesting going on. People being obsessed with random characters. Hi there, welcome. Listed vendor. Where can we go in terms of the town map? You ran into Junpei at the entrance and decided to go home with him. There's a commotion at the front gate.
Look! It's Akihiko-senpai! Wait for us!
Man, would you look at that? I hear they're always swarming Akihiko-senpai like
That has to be so stressful.
I know, he's the captain of the boxing team, but, I mean, come on. You don't even see girls flock like that on TV. I wonder where they're going.
Hey, are you guys free this afternoon?
Huh? Who? Us? I guess so.
I want the two of you to meet me at Polonia Mall. You know where it is, right? I'll be at the police station.
Why are you going to the police
See you
station?
there.
The police station? Are your friends gonna come along too?
Who, these girls? I don't even know their names. They talk so much they give me a headache. Anyway, I'm gonna head out. Don't keep me waiting.
Oh, why can't he be more friendly?
He probably just wants you to leave him alone.
Man, how can you not know their names? I mean, seriously, just look at them. Well, guess we gotta go. Sheesh, talk about putting a damper on a guy's afternoon.
I don't know why we're going to the police station, but okay. Polonia Mall. Oh my, how did I forget to buy shampoo? No rush, just wait for the sale. Isn't Saturday the sale at Aohige Pharmacy? Alright, good. Hello, say, have you heard anything about the business of ordinary, healthy people changing overnight? No. Hey, you don't sound concerned at all. How can you not know a bit about this? You live here. Okay, wow. Everywhere you look, you see young couples, so what are you waiting for? Go after someone. You're still young. You've got no excuse not to be together with some sweetie of your own. Are you here for the arcade? If you want to know about the games here, I can tell you all about them. Sure. You can play the quiz game today or try the fortune teller machine. It's a quiz game, it's pretty difficult. It's a good way to improve your academics. I'm not sure what the fortune teller machine does, but I hear you gain some kind of magic powers. Well, that about covers it. Alright. And the police are here somewhere. Dude, this place isn't open till later. So that's Club Escapade, Chagal Cafe, B Blue V, Police Station, Shinshodo Antiques, Aohige Pharmacy, Power Records, Game Parade, Back Alley, which is into the Velvet Room, and Mandragora. Fine, we'll go to the police station. Fine. Fine, I'll stay on task.
Thank you, sir. Oh, these are the guys I was talking about earlier. This is Officer Kurosawa. He helps keep our squad well equipped.
Oh, that's creepy. I don't like that,
And
but alright.
This is from Ikutsuki-san.
Really? Sweet!
We got 5,000 yen.
You can't fight empty-handed, so find something you like. Officer Kurosawa has connections. But these things still cost money.
Of course they do. Nothing in life is free.
I realize that. Well, I'll see you later. Thanks again.
I've been informed about you two. My job is to maintain peace in this city, regardless of the circumstances.
Ick.
I'm just an ordinary police officer, but it doesn't take a genius to know something strange is going on here. I'm only doing what I think is right.
That's surprising. I don't have that much, but you should be able to find what you need. So I can buy a more powerful weapon, which I will do immediately. So I could pick clothing or weapons. I should probably be smart and pick some weapons and armor. So let's pick some armor, because these are all idiots and they are going to get injured if I don't do something better. Let's go with some armor. And I can sell the old stuff. And I'll get Yukari an outfit as well. Just kidding, I can't afford anything. Alright, never mind. But I believe that you'll use them for the right reasons. Alright. Shh, only 5,000 yen. I'm gonna take off now since I'm in a bad mood. Later. Alright, bye Junpei. You can spend time in shops and win points. Improving health and making you less exhausted. I'm not gonna work part-time yet. I just need to see what we have available. Coffee that will improve your charm. Antique store that's not gonna open for a while. Shop for revival beads and other things for helpful items. Power records for music and arcade. I know, Salvia, this is just... There is a reason that the soundtrack from this game is permanently on my Get Shit Done playlist, because it just feels good. It just feels good. I'm gonna do whatever game thing I'm supposed to be able to play right now. And I got nothing from the crane game. Let's play at the arcade. Oh, I don't have enough money to do pretty much anything. Never mind. Fine, I'll work part-time at your healing shop or whatever, because then I will have money. Salvia, did you pick it up right when they released it for... Well, I think it's been on PC for a little bit, but I think they then finally ported it to other platforms, which I know they haven't done for a long time. I have mixed feelings about Persona 4, because there is some parts of it that are great, and some parts of it that are, gut punch kind of levels of just not quite being where I would like it to be in terms of a lot of things, but as usual, music and characters are deeply entertaining and amazing, so definitely worth playing, but I definitely have more of a nuanced opinion of that game than I do for Persona 3, where they do most things right. Versus Persona 4, they have some months where I'm just like, oh, did we need to have maximum homophobia? No, but okay. Because I think Persona 3 at this point is the only game that actually lets you be gay. And you have to be the girl protagonist to do it. Persona 4 apparently was going to do that, and then it got scrapped, which is really rude, because they should have just let people be gay in Persona games, but no, so mixed feelings, but still a fun game. Yes, Big. Hi, Big. Hi. You're a baby. I love you. Heart has been cleansed by healing music. Obtain 3,500 for yen working part-time. It's getting dark out. You decide to go back to the dorm.
Welcome back.
Perfect timing. I'd like to speak to you for a moment, regarding our exploration of Tartarus. Akihiko is still in the men, so for now, I'd like you to lead the team. You may never know when a powerful enemy might appear, like the one you faced the other day. It's best to be prepared, or else you may find yourself in a difficult situation. So whenever you'd like to explore Tartarus, just let me know and I'll gather everyone there. Also, since I'm sure you have other things you might need to take care of, you may go out at night if you need to. Well, that's it. Keep up the good work. And now I can go out at night, and I'm gonna save. And I'm gonna decide if we might take a break and end stream now or keep going for a little longer. Because we could raid Tiggs or Soy Milk. Because part of it is otherwise I will be committing to exploring another dungeon floor for like an hour, so I'm trying to debate which of the two I want to do. Hard choices, hard choices. I feel impulsive enough. I'm gonna do another, do an actual round of the Tartarus Tower because I want to. Coffins. Shadows are quite enigmatic. They have only attacked those who've been transmogrified. Shadows feed on the minds of their victims, leaving them unable to speak. We call this apathy syndrome. And those who suffer from the incapacitating affliction known as the Lost. Alright. How the shadows came into this world is still a mystery. I used to be a researcher for Kirijo Electronics. That is the primary reason why I am the chairman of the board. And that is also what makes this dormitory such a convenient location to conduct C's activities. Oh, you should also be aware that I am unable to summon personas. However, in order to perform my research, I was taught how to enter the Dark Hour. So if you need any help, please do not hesitate to ask. Of course, I cannot be of any help. Great. Officer Kurosawa doesn't have the potential to enter the Dark Hour. He's just an ordinary policeman, but he knows about us and helps out when he can. How did you meet him? He helped me out a while ago. He's someone you can count on. We'll see. I got pretty tired after we go to Tartarus. It feels like hiking all day. I feel like I spent all day hiking up Mount Fuji. What about you? I feel tired too. Yeah, it's tough, especially for us girls. I think we just have to get used to it. Hey, you know that thing we used to summon our personas? Our personas? The evoker? Well, I was just thinking, why does it have to look like a gun? I mean, you gotta be a little nutty to point the thing at your head and pull the trigger, you know? Precisely. I feel like that's actually the point. I feel like that's the point. Can I do anything outside? Yeah, but I don't wanna. God dang personas in my video games. I know it. I do want to go to Tartarus. Let's do an actual level of things because baby level was fine, but I want to actually do real fighting. As we explore Tartarus, this will be our temporary base of operations. I'm counting on you. Alright, and we can't have Akihiko or Mitsuru join us, because we can't. That's it, that's the reason. By the way, I found out something else about Tartarus. A few floors up, there's a barricade preventing you from going any higher. The tower seems to have a number of those interspersed amongst its floors. I know I told you that the layout changes each day, but these barriers seem to be fixed locations. Therefore, I'd like you to try and reach the first barricade. But don't push yourself too hard. If you go back in from the entrance, you'll be able to resume from the highest floor you've previously reached. I'll give you these two, just in case. You received medical powder ×2 and a snuff snowl. Trasto gum and Trifuri gum. And cadenza. If you run into danger, don't hesitate to use them. I'm counting on you. Alright. Give me a moment and I'll check to see what's beyond this floor. I detect a great source of power above you. It's still relatively far away, but keep your guard up nonetheless. So part of this is also what makes this game, and this also builds on the other Persona games as well, but just in general good from a game development standpoint, because these like cutoff levels specifically allow some freedom of movement and choice, because like Mitsuru said, you can go wherever you want at night and do other things. You wouldn't necessarily have to come here. But when you do, then you can go to a certain level, but you're not going to be doing it to the point where you feasibly cannot reasonably defeat enemies. So it's almost like, while some people might be frustrated that it has like a peak point where you can't keep going and keep pushing past, it kind of ensures that you remain balanced in how you play this game, as a balance of getting social links from meeting characters as well as going through the dungeons and the battle sequence, and then having those two things be separate but similar ideas also helps prevent you from being super bored by doing one thing too much the whole time. Get 'em.
3 enemies present. Don't get hurt. Yes, excellent attack. Awesome.
Persona!
Another enemy defeated. Good job.
One more! Please hit! Lame.
And then you get free stuff. And I love free stuff. And I've leveled up again.
One enemy detected.
And it's different, wow.
I couldn't defeat it.
And that cracked looking one just means you get nothing. Which is kind of sad. What? What do you see outside, Big? You see something? Yeah, that's a blue jay. It would try to eat you. Look, you're a big boy, but that blue jay's bigger than your head. It would kick your little butt. I'm not letting you outside to go try to fight a blue jay. He's like, I think you should, though. I think it would be a good choice. No babies on the porch, it's winter.
Detected. Roger. I'll attempt to analyze the enemy.
Please hit! This thing won't give up!
It seems to have multiple weaknesses.
Wow, that's a lot of weaknesses. So if I change tactics to direct commands, let's see what happens. Well, it doesn't really matter for this round, but it will for the next one. I got an object that I can either use or sell. And I do like hoarding virtual objects. Big, you're fine. He always gets dramatic because he has an hour until he eats. I'm sure anybody who has an animal understands their baby food coming, so I must scream energy. Okay, so you can only heal right now.
This thing won't give up!
I forgot that obviously at the beginning of any game, your characters are under-leveled, but I forgot that it was like, oh right! They just don't have a lot of health. Oh yay, I restored HP. Did everyone get HP restored? Probably not. Thank you for leveling up, Orpheus. Skill cards teach them how to do an attack. Yeah, you still need to do something, so we're gonna heal you, because you are not doing good for health.
Three enemies present. Don't get careless. Roger. I'll attempt to analyze the enemy.
Persona!
Yes, excellent attack. Get him! Iori has defeated. Mon Annalise resulted in failure.
I know, because it destroyed it. It's fine. It is what it is.
Defeat it.
One enemy remains.
That was easy.
And we've got more attacks for everybody else. Good. Nothing else we can do? Alright. Fine, I'll go up the stairs. This whole place is like a maze. Even the access point seems to be randomly distributed. If you feel like you're in danger, don't hesitate to return. Yes, Big. What? No, you're not starving. You get your dry food at 4 o'clock and it dispensed and you ate it. I watched. Your wet food comes at 5. You can handle waiting an hour to get extra food. Yes, you can.
An assault with 2 enemies. Stand strong.
Mr. Bigfoot.
Please hit.
Takeba has defeated an enemy.
Just one more.
You're being stinky big. You're just fine. You're just fine, you big baby.
Three enemies present. Don't get careless. Roger. I'll attempt to analyze the enemy. Good, Iori. The enemy is vulnerable.
Ha! I couldn't defeat.
It seems to have multiple weaknesses. Iori has defeated an enemy.
You're being stinky and you know it. So if I switch my persona,
2 enemies remain.
they have different skills. Like I'm going to heal Yukari.
Summon you. Thanks. Please hit. I couldn't defeat it.
Thanks, Junpei.
Only one more. Last one. One enemy remains.
That was a close.
Just sit. Go do something. Get a hobby, you little screamy baby. He's being a brat about it because I'm not paying attention to him as well. He sometimes is better when he gets attention. But he's like, you're touching a video game and not me, and you're not giving me food?
3 enemies. Disadvantage.
And that one is Bufu. Let's go with...
3 enemies remain.
I summon you!
There are 2 left.
Awesome!
Another enemy down. There's only 1 left.
Take that! Not bad.
And we leveled up. And we want free stuff. 26,000 yen? That feels like a lot. I missed. Never said I was perfect at this game.
It seems to have multiple weaknesses. 3 enemies remain.
So now they had some of the weaknesses that were similar.
It seems to have multiple
You're weak to ice. Are you weak to ice?
It seems to have
Good, I'm gonna do that, because you seem like the one that's going to hurt the most.
There are 2 left.
Get him!
Another enemy down. There's only 1 left.
And I got some more money. Alright.
Three enemies present. Don't get careless. Excellent attack.
Get him!
Please hit!
Takuma has defeated an enemy.
Damn, I couldn't finish it off.
Mr. Big!
Three enemies present. Don't get careless. Hey, are you all right? Woo! Yes, the enemy is vulnerable.
Take that!
Two left. Iori is unconscious.
Not ideal. Alright, fine.
Gotta be brave.
Now, strike back. Takuma is in danger.
I can do it.
Hi, Bigfoot. Quit being a butt.
One more.
I can't remember how character revival works, but I'm pretty sure after any given level, if you go and then go back to the main area, it's fine, because it's not permadeath like Fire Emblem or a lot of other games. I know, big baby. I know. I know you're hungry. Here, have a paper star you can destroy and take your anger out on, please. Thank you.
Three enemies present. Don't get careless.
Persona!
Yes, excellent.
One more!
What?
Upsaurus!
Another enemy down. There's only
Nice.
one left.
Persona!
I'm gonna find the stairs. Next level, and then I'll go back the following one. No, I should go back this time, because Junpei's dead, and he's gonna be mad. Fine.
Iori is unconscious. Go and help him.
Not making fun of Junpei for being passed out. I guess it wouldn't be so funny if he got attacked while laughing too hard. And then... I think I can change...
Everyone, seek out it.
No, it's not what I wanted.
Everyone, avoid combat.
How do I do this? It's been a while. Maybe I do have to use an item. It's been so long since I've done any of this. I'm gonna double check because I don't want to waste fancy items if I don't have to. Okay, they're just tired. That's fine. Sorry, Junpei, but you get to be tired then. Fine.
An assault by 2 enemies. Stand strong.
Ha! I couldn't defeat it.
Two enemies remain. Don't get careless. Yes, excellent attack.
Nice! I summon you!
Alright, now we can leave, finally. I should heal party first. What, big? You need attention? Alright, okay. I probably should get going because Bigfoot is now acting like I am being very mean to him by not giving him constant attention. And he's been very patient. Yes, you have. You've been very patient, good boy. But thank you all for hanging out with me and streaming and chatting and all the good stuff things. But if I raid someone, then I have to be perceived. Yeah, I'm gonna be lazy and probably not raid somebody and just be done. But thank you all for coming by and spending some time and getting to know the Persona 3 game. Bye! Thanks, Savia. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Arctic Draws, and everybody for coming in. You two have a good night.